Round 1. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 161st episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White, and you can find me just about everywhere at Brendan8bits. And on today's episode, we have a menu crammed full of video game and geek culture goodness, covering such things as the re-release of Doom, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Mario Maker 2, Gears of War film news, classic Star Wars titles getting limited runs, plus lots more. Now, joining me today for episode 161, we have two of the most fantastic people that I know, but due to their love-hate relationship towards one another, now see them living at literal opposite ends of the world. Mr. Nato J and Miss Ali Hart, find them collectively at I Know Nato and at Miss Ali Hart. How you doing today this morning, you sexy legends?
That sounded like a HR issue. Like, we literally had to separate these two.
We put them in separate departments now,
Exactly.
so they can't mess with each other.
Yeah, it's just you've just got this fierce camaraderie and competitiveness and everything else.
Because we're siblings.
It's just better for the world, safer for the world to have you literally at opposite ends of the earth at the moment. It seems everything is at peace when it's like this. So, the world thanks you for your service.
How are you, Brendan?
I'm tired and run down as fuck, to be honest.
Honesty is key.
Yeah, it's I was away all week for a work conference, and as work conferences tend to do, it's you work all day, then you're out for dinner and drinks and getting home at the wee hours, then you're awake at the crack of dawn and rinse and repeat. So I'm on Struggle Street. I'm doing okay, but last week really smashed me to bits. But I had my Switch with me, so I got to experience a bit of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which we'll talk about in a little bit of time. But I'm doing good.
Let's go.
Just tired.
And Nato, it feels like forever since I've been on a podcast.
I know, I'm back. I literally had to hit Brendan up. I was like, look, when the am I getting back on this?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
My what's the word? Communication. Yes. As
communication.
Further emphasized by the quietness there. My communication skills the last little while have been a little bit lacking because I've had you on the docket for a while.
Yeah. I had to hit you up on two separate social medias so you would check your Facebook Messenger because I had sent you a birthday wish and I saw it just sitting there unread and I'm like, he might think that I didn't even send him something for his birthday. Yeah. And I'm like, Brendan, check your messenger. I've sent you a birthday
I'm the worst.
wish.
I have not acknowledged a single Facebook page public birthday post that anyone's given me, and it's like, because it's a week on now, I'm like, am I just too late to say anything and I just sort of keep rolling, or do I go back and say thanks to everybody?
No, don't do separates. Just say, after a busy, hectic week, I just want to say thanks to everyone that say happy birthday. Although, you know what? Those ones are the worst when you have legitimately forgotten someone's birthday and then they're like, thanks to everyone who gave me a birthday. I'm like, oh, is that a dig at me?
Yeah, I thought that too. But also, I'm also the one that said the same thing and not even noticed the people that didn't send me birthday wishes.
Yeah.
I'm the worst with that, like the whole Facebook birthday wishes thing. Like I rarely get on there and do the Facebook post to anybody about a birthday because I figure you do one, you got to do everybody. So I prefer to just do none.
That's why I just private message people.
Exactly. That's exactly what you do. Private message. And I think that that's just a little bit more nicer than just throwing a happy birthday on someone's public, wall space. So a little personal message, maybe an inappropriate GIF.
Oh, I love a good inappropriate GIF.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah, that's the language of the cool kids. But I've got a quick question for you both. This sort of ties into stuff we've been playing and also something I've been watching lately. So I wanted to ask, if you had one superhuman ability, what would it be? And secondly, would you use it for good, evil, or otherwise?
All right, superhuman ability or superpower?
Either or, but you only get one. You can't say you're Superman, so you've got all these things. It's like, let's say you've got flight or strength or invisibility or whatever.
power over time.
You take power over time, so you can be like freezing time. Could you go back in time as well? So you're like sort of Doctor Strange up in here.
No, I was more like Hiro Nakamura from Heroes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a sweet katana as well?
Goddamn, yes.
I love that show.
Oh, it's out of reach. It's just over there. And I was cleaning out my storage and I found all my other like training katanas and my Kill Bill sword set. So like I've got all the swords from Kill Bill.
Nice.
Such a weeb.
Yep.
But look, this is a blade made by Hattori Hanzo himself.
Absolutely.
Finest blades in Japan.
All right, so you could sort of control time. Would you be out there trying to save people, or would you be a supervillain, or would you just use it in your own convenience?
So here's the double-edged sword of time of like the ability of time. It's just like, how much do you mess with time? Because like you can always get to that point of like, oh, I could have gone back and done that better. Oh, I could have done this better. Like, and then you don't even end up saving people because you're like, remember that time when I like tripped over at school and everybody laughed at me? I could go back in time and stop myself from falling over.
But then, like, if The Simpsons had taught me anything in that sort of Treehouse of Horror time travel episode, every time Homer went back in time and squished a bug or something, bad things happened.
Well, there you go.
Raining donuts.
There you go. The butterfly effect kind of stuff starts happening. Like, you might go back in time and change something, and then next minute you're not born, and then the universe tears in half because you've wrecked everything.
Yeah, that's there's so many layers to that. This whole sort of ripple effect with time travel, but I think it would be a pretty goddamn gangster ability to have, to be able to freeze time, speed up time, travel back in time. Could you travel to the future as well?
Yes. Well, you just have to go on this the like asterisk scientifically like accepted time travel thing of like, from the point that time travel exists, that's as far as you can go back. That's the thing, because you could technically go back and stop time travel from being made, and then how did you go back in time? So it's like, from the point time travel existed, that's from when you can travel forward and back from.
So you're just happy with just manipulating any kind of future
Time.
or any relationship you ever had or anything like that. You could kill yourself. Anything that you could do, you could kill yourself.
I could see him at like lunch
insane.
break at work, and he's like, he's got a pie, and he's like, I didn't like this pie. Just travels back and gets another pie.
That's
from
exactly
the
what he's going
canteen,
to
goes
use
back
it
in. He's like,
for.
yeah, that's the pie I was looking for.
Or he wants to experience his favorite anime, and he wants to go through that wonderful roller coaster of emotions again for the first time. So he just keeps on sending back time just to watch it for the first time again.
Oh my god, yeah. But more just like so like minimizing the powers, more just like speeding up time, slowing down time, and that kind of stuff. So like if you're in a fight with a bad guy, like you speed yourself up so it looks like he's moving slow, and then you can
Bad guy.
you know.
So he's gonna be a hero. He's not gonna be a villain.
Absolutely. No, I'm not gonna be a villain. Boring.
I can see him as a hero.
Or
Really?
I could do both.
I could see him like, he's sort of got that quirkiness and cuteness and innocence of like the Flash.
Aww.
And he's also sort of indirectly manipulates time as well with how fast he can go and shit.
True. That's true.
Because that's the other way you can get time travel, with flash powers.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Hart? What would your ability or power be?
Teleportation.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can go wherever I want. It's like, hey, I want to go to Japan today. Let's go. I need money. I'll just appear in the middle of a vault. I'll cover myself. I'll grab as much money as I need. Teleport out again.
Why do you need the money?
This
just
is
teleport
Looper
to
rules
the
now.
Well, okay, because I'm teleporting, that's fine. But eventually, you kind of stand still. Like, you'll need money. Like, you need to kind of live. So just get to like go to whatever bank I want or wherever place. Grab money, teleport in, teleport out. I want to go to Germany. Cool, teleport over there. Oh, I didn't want to pay for that concert. I'll teleport into the concert.
Yeah, I was going to go with this way as well, because my thought was then you could, like, anyone you're holding or anything you're touching would teleport with you. So you could, take your friends and family. As you said, you want to go to Germany.
Oh my God.
And you're in bloody...
Could you imagine if things didn't teleport with you? So every time you teleported, you teleport naked?
Well, that's bloody Terminator rules now, yeah.
Well, hang on. Time travel as well, buddy. Like...
We just all end up being nudist superheroes.
Yeah, it's just everything ends in nudity.
Yeah.
That's our Justice League. We are the Nudist League.
All right, Brendan, which one?
Yeah, I was going to
Links
go
to
the
nudity.
teleportation, but just to sort of change things up, I'll pivot and say I'll have flight. Because I figure I could get places, not as quick as teleporting, but I reckon I could probably traverse areas pretty damn quick and take someone in tow and things like that. I don't really need superhuman strength or, like, invisibility could be fun, thinking about it.
And kinky.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to go flight because I figure who doesn't want to be able to fly?
You don't need invisibility when you're part of the naked justice.
I was just going to say I fly that quick, my clothes fly off, like come off my
There
person.
you go.
So I'm just arm out in the air.
It's
bitch
only
jingling.
holding you back.
But that's a thing with the Flash though. Like if he's moving so quick, like that's why his outfit has to be friction proof because he like burns off his clothes because he's the friction him starts. So
I'll just use body
never know.
paint then.
That's it. Yeah, if Twitch streamers can do it, so can we.
Damn right. Teleporting to a bathroom near you.
We are onto something here. The Nudist League. They are. They're the heroes that I want to get saved by.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on tight. I really don't want to.
Yeah, and it get a little bit suspect though if it's like you're about to get gang bashed or gang raped in the scene, and then a bunch of nudist superheroes come like, "We'll save." He's like, "No, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'll take
The
this guy instead."
situation's already bad as it is.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, well, that went exactly where I thought it was going to go, so that's fantastic. So I want to ask, what have you guys been doing? Let's go to Mr. Nato, because I want to talk some Mario Maker 2 with you. I'm yet to go down this path, so tell me your experience, because this has been out now, what, a month, you'd say? 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, and I only just picked it up yesterday or the day before. I'm a poor boy these days, so I have to like choose what I want to play. But I've been addicted to watching Mario Maker stuff since like the Game Grumps Mario Maker 1 series. Like, what was it? 200 episodes or something, I think they did of that, and I've watched them all many times.
That is a lot of Mario Maker.
It is.
God, so much. And yeah, now like Ross, one of their like artists that works with Game Grumps, he was the one who did most of their notorious levels, and there was like a bet they made when the Nintendo Direct was coming up that like if they announced Mario Maker 2, he was allowed to take a whole month off work paid to make levels for the show, and that's all he had to do. He could do other stuff he wanted, but like that, they were like, yep, your whole month is just you making levels. And like it got announced, so he got to sit back and like just make levels, and he's been streaming it, and he's been teaming up with a whole bunch of like other notorious makers, so I've been watching all those videos. And like Dan Salvatore, I think his name is, the guy who made Doki Doki Literature, he's another notorious Mario Maker. And man, they're just so fun to watch people get hurt and just break mentally trying to play these levels. But then on top of that, there's also these very nice, incredible levels. There was one that I saw where somebody made like, it's like a remote control machine, and every room you controlled stuff in the other half of the room to try and make stuff happen so you could get the key. And there's just really cool things. And then like people make songs. Like I think I saw one of the themes from Smash Brothers. Like all you had to do was run along and jump at the right time, and it would do 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 do.
I like that.
And oh man, it was beautiful. Like I don't like the auto runners, the ones that the level does it for you. They were notorious in number 1, but thank God they've stayed out of the top charts at the moment. So I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm doing nothing. I've got a little bit of cash. Let's go try it out. And yeah, I've been playing the story mode that they have, which is like you play levels to get coins to build the castle. And some of them are actually really cool. And also, every time you play a level, there's something that Nintendo has made for that one level that you're like, I want to make a whole level around that design. So then you go back into into the maker mode and start making stuff. And oh man, I've been having a ball. And then literally I spent from about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock last night trying to build my Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone kind of like level where like each room is like based on the trials that they put in the first Harry Potter book to protect the thing. And so you have like 3 chain chomps to make Fluffy, and then like there's a whole room of vines for the Devil's Snare. And God, it's just so, like you just start making levels and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Oh man, I could redo that better, or I could do it this way. Like, even this morning, I woke up this morning and I was like, I can redo that whole room and make it so much more simpler just by doing this one thing. And I woke up and it took me 2 seconds. A thing that took me 2 hours to build, I made better in like 10 minutes because I rethought of a way to do it. And I was just like,
it really is limited only by your imagination, isn't it? Like, you can do things as simple and as cutesy and as nostalgic as you like, or from what I've been seeing mostly on the social media is just game levels that are just soul-crushing, heartbreaking, borderline insane with the complexity of it, with everything else they've got going on in there. And I want to play this game eventually. I don't know if I'd probably dabble and make many levels. I think I just enjoy what everyone else is doing, because I think the sort of that OCD perfectionist in me would just... I'd probably take 3 weeks off work to try and make my masterpiece Mario Maker level and probably go insane doing so. But yeah, I don't know. It looks cool, and I've always liked these concepts, going back to like Little Big Planet, and now you see Dreams coming out and a few other games, and obviously the original Mario Maker, but I haven't really dabbled in them too much. What about you, Miss Hart? Have you been much of a sort of a... I don't know if you call it like a maker type of game, if we're going to classify this genre, but like this creator game. Are you big on these?
No, I watch people play this and they are pulling their hair out and I don't get it. It's like you're a sucker for punishment. And I see some of these ridiculous levels and just see people dying in the same spot and raging. I don't get the enjoyment with it.
It's the Dark Souls effect of like that just... when you beat one of those levels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how intense it is.
That's
but
what
like,
guys are calling it.
Yeah, it's just like, it's because most of those levels are like learning how the level works rather than kind of skill. And in the same way, like a Dark Souls boss, like you learn the patterns, you learn when to jump, when to do this, when to roll and stuff like that. And that most of these super hard levels is just like learning the trick. Like there was one that I mentioned, Dan Salvatore, there's like, you have to jump up, hit the on-off switch, which will make a block appear directly underneath you, so it will like glitch jump you up. And like that's the whole level. You just keep doing glitch jumping yourself up, and it's such a hard technique to do, but once you get it, like people can just go do-do-do-do-do-do. And like a level I've seen people take days to do, a guy did it in like 10 seconds.
Look, I'm not going to deny the fact that there are actually some really creative people out there, but then I see levels where it's just you falling and doing that like Mario spin where, on the spot and just navigating a puzzle downwards while using the spin. And I'm just like, geez, like, I don't know. I guess it's my patience level. I just don't think this game's for me. Maybe.
Yeah, but I see you making levels to torture people and getting a kick out of it.
They're just all
but I have to beat it.
Angry boobies. Boobs with like those big flames, like the little round flame sticks just spinning from the nipples. That's all
Tassels.
It is, yeah. Big flame tassels.
Boob level 1, angry boob level 2. I don't know. Maybe if like I do get my hands on it, I'll try it. But like I said, just for me personally, I just think it would just drive me nuts.
It wasn't until I started playing it that I got it. Like that I like it just clicked, and I was like, okay, because I tried to, as I said, tried to play story mode. I got a few, like, I think I did about 15 levels, and I'm like, I'm bored. And then I was like, all right, I'll start the course maker. And then, once I started course maker, I'm just like, in deep. It's just people are either players or makers. So, like, some people don't like making levels and, like, love trying to beat people's levels, and some people don't really like playing and love making the levels. So, it's got something for everyone.
Yeah, I like that. We'll give it a look. So, you've been playing some... little bit of a Star Wars based touchstone as well, I know, because you've been at me for quite a while to get on board this train as well.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. Well, like because I've been playing since the start. Like when it first, I've got like the collector's edition box somewhere in this house and stuff like that. And then I dropped off when they first started trying to make it a free to play model. Like there was still a subscriber and a free to play, but at that time, like, I didn't want to keep subscribing, so I tried the free-to-play model, and it was, like, atrocious. Like, you got 20% less experience than you would normally get, and then, like, you only got, like, 1 bar for, like, abilities and stuff like that. It was just, it wasn't good. So I dropped off for a while, came back when, like, after the huge Disney buyout, when that game's timeline technically becomes non-canon anymore, so... they were like, "Oh, cool, we're not canon anymore. We don't have to stay to the timelines and all that. So now we can make our own worlds and stuff like that." And they made this new enemy that's like this like religious Jedi family, royal family that like have lived somewhere else in the galaxy, and like all their troopers are all force sensitive, so they've come in. So now it's like the Republic and the Empire and this new like religious family that like is amazing. And it's just, and especially like, what is it now, like 3 bad BioWare games in a row?
That's what I was just about to say. Like, but it's one of BioWare's sort of jewels in the crown.
Yeah, that I like. I wanted BioWare game. Like, I wanted choice. I wanted characters that I cared about. And also, like, me and the missus have been trying to find a multiplayer game to play together. And as I said before, cash poor at the moment. And I was like, well, a whole bunch of people have told me they've really fixed up the model now of how the free-to-play works. There's also now a new middle tier where they're called preferred players, that if you've ever been a subscriber ever in the existence of the game, you become this preferred mode. Or if you've spent more than $5 in their shop, that you become this preferred player. And it's like this middle tier thing that you get like so much stuff that like, it's nearly like how I was when I was a subscriber back in the day. And now like the subscriber tier, they get like 30 plus experience, and they get like a whole bunch of free stuff and all that. So now the free-to-play model is the standard. Mm-hmm. The preferred is the next tier up, so you're like your nobles, and then like the subscribers are like king. So rather than being a subscriber being the medium, and then anything lower than that gets shit, it's the other way around, where the free-to-play is the medium, and everyone above that gets better stuff. So it's pretty cool, and yeah, like I missed these kind of like companions and characters, because like you get your own ship, it's not like most MMOs where it's like your character and that's it. Like you get... Yeah,
you can have like little Ewok companions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like my smuggler, he's got his Wookiee, and then I also have like another pirate that joins you, and oh man, I just love it. And we're just having so much fun, because me and Kaz like get to just spend the whole night playing together. I go do her story missions. I get to be involved with her, because you get to sit in the conversations, and like in the same way that like a Mass Effect or a KOTOR, or like it has like the options, dialogue choices. If you're in the conversation as well, both of you get to choose, and then it rolls who gets the highest, and then that's who talks in that part of the conversation. Unless it's their story, they only get to talk. But if it's like group stories, everyone gets to talk. And there could be bits where like you go into a dungeon and it's like the ship gets taken over and the brig gets locked down, so you got to go down to engineering, and the engineers are like, you need to go down to the next level to reroute all the computers and blah blah blah. And then the person you're with is like, yeah, but if we press that button and flush all the systems, it will reset everything. And then the engineer's like, yeah, but we'll get sucked into space. And then you get that like dark side, light side option of like, do you suck everybody out into space and do this mission real quick, or do you go downstairs and reroute everything? And it's not.
Did you pick to suck him out into space? You did, didn't you? Or like,
hell no. My beautiful Jedi is a beautiful boy. But that's the thing. Like, just because you make a Jedi, you don't have to be a good guy. Like the Empire and the Republic aren't bad and good. They're just
you play how you want to play.
Yeah, it's so good.
And graphically, like I think it stacks up. Like it came out in 2011, something like that.
Yeah,
so it's
11.
Been out a little while. And it still looks decent. Like, it doesn't look out of place, obviously compared to some of the latest AAAs, but it's still got a decent amount of fidelity to it. Like,
yeah, on ultra settings on computer, it looks good.
So I will join you on there eventually, but it's tough because I've gone, like, Rach and I are on the MMO train as well now, but we're on the Elder Scrolls Online, so we're sort of down one end of the MMO spectrum, and you guys are up here in sort of the future space fantasy, and we're in the medieval sort of fantasy.
But yeah, it's good.
It's good.
You should play.
And it's free. So you got nothing
free.
to lose.
It's all free. Yeah. No, it's free to download and free to play.
Nice. I see you've got the full release of Songbird Symphony on the Nintendo Switch now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been waiting since its release. I was actually think I played the demo again because I wanted to play it again so much, and I'm not disappointed. This game is just absolutely sweet. it's playing further into it past the demo now, so it's expanded a bit more. Where, as I previously explained on last week's episode, is you're playing as a character like a little bird who wants to know who his parents are because he was found. And the overall game is about finding identity and your place in the world. And essentially, what you're doing to go through the game is learning other birds' notes. So you can then do like an ultimate tune, so you can wish to find out who your parents are. I know this is sounding like a very kiddie game, but I can guarantee that as you learn more and more notes, which are essentially more buttons you have to press into rhythm within the music, I think I'm pretty good at rhythm games. I'm absolutely sucking balls at this game as it's getting difficult. And it's frustrating because it is such a whimsical, cute, adorable game. And I am dropping C-bombs as a cute little bird dances.
Don't let little Burb's cuteness fool you, it seems, huh?
Oh, definitely not. And there's some great characters in there too. I've got to look into it more because there's a lot of Australian birds in there. There's the bad guys are magpies. And they do, like, unfortunately, they floss. One of them flosses.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. And there's another bird that dabs with a cockatoo. And then there's a cassowary, there's kookaburras. So I've got to look into this a bit more because I'm seeing a lot of Australian
Cassowaries are very scary. I got chased by one at a nature park once, and I thought I was going to die. Like, they've got that plate on the top of their head. They've got these giant 3 claw feet. Like, I thought, yep, this is how it ends. And I was like 10.
They are.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gone here.
I think they're one of the world's most dangerous birds. So you're battling a dinosaur there.
Yep.
Which sounds like something you would love.
Oh, yeah. It was like, a wet dream of mine, but sadly it didn't come out the right way. So, yeah, cassowaries are pretty evil.
So this game is sweet.
It was sweet until it got ruined.
Yeah, sorry, Songbird Symphony.
So like I said, it does sound like it's very like a juvenile and easy game. It is not. It gets harder. So those of you who might be slightly rhythm impaired might not enjoy it.
I'm raising my hand for that.
But in saying that, so far, regardless of the score that I get, the story still continues. So right now, I'm just pushing through to get the story over, and then I'm going to revisit the game and pretty much ace all the songs. And you also have to collect notes within each stage. And once you collect certain amounts of like notes, there's actually secret areas you can unlock. So once I go through one playthrough, there's going to be another playthrough where I'm going to unlock all these other special areas as well. And I'm really not disappointed. This is like some random game I stumbled upon, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Nice. How long sort of the mainline story go for, do you think?
Well, I picked it up only, was it last night? And, oh no, it was the night before. And I played for about 4 hours, I think. I can't remember because like I picked it up and then it was nighttime, so it's a few solid hours. But then, in saying that, like I'm pushing through for story and then I've got to go through again to get all the notes and everything. And I must admit, I'm also kind of just taking it in and enjoying it, just and exploring.
Vibing with the birds.
Yeah, vibing with the birds as you do. Yeah, right now I'll say there's a few hours in it. I think on the Australian store it's like 20-something bucks. But like I said, this one isn't going to be for everyone. If the demo is still available, I reckon check out the demo to see if it's your type of game. But
yeah, dip a feather with the demo, and then if it's more your style, then drop the 20.
Yeah, I mean, if you want any kind of like reason for it to being a good game, is that I'm still playing it and there's no boobs. So
yeah. If that's not like a positive statement for a game, I don't know what is. Like if there's no boob hook and you're still enjoying it and you're still well invested, it says a lot about the caliber of game.
You're definitely right. It ain't no titty cooking game, but a dancing bird is just as good.
Yeah. Each their own, as they say.
Jesus.
So I might not have sort of the rhythm of the birds, but I can smash the absolute bejesus out of many an enemy in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I picked that up literally, I think 10 minutes after we finished recording last weekend. I'm like, all right, I'm on. Let's do it. Downloaded on the Switch and have just been button mashing my way to Oblivion. I sort of agree with some of the things you were saying. Like I'm,
Yep.
Last week, Marvel's tragic. All these characters love blah blah blah, and it is just very button mashy. All about the heroes, all about the abilities, and just, I guess, living in that world. Like, it could have been executed a little bit better. But overall, I'm enjoying my time. I'm still trying to settle on the best team makeup, because obviously they synergize when they have certain, like, they've all got their little subclasses, so you can get a couple of anti-heroes give you then damage benefits and health benefits and things like that, depending on the classification of the hero or the anti-hero. But I've been typically running, like, Deadpool, Wolverine, Venom, and then Scarlet Witch as sort of my four at the moment, because Scarlet Witch can heal. Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, they can heal over time with their own sort of passive abilities, and then Venom's just big and tanky and sort of still surprisingly agile, like, which is what something you were saying last week as well. But
yeah.
Is this the Venom fan group as well? Because we're all big Venom fans.
I think it is. I think
it must be.
Yeah. Because, like, Venom's, like, my favorite Marvel character, probably. Like, I'm a big DC boy, but, yeah, Venom's probably that and Anti-Venom. Yeah. I love Anti-Venom.
You should have been here last week when I was trying to say characters from Marvel that I didn't really care about, so...
I listened to the episode.
Someone said to me, why did you talk about a game that you didn't really enjoy? And I'm like, because that's a perspective, you know? Like, some of us are just DC fans, or, DC fans... But I don't close myself off to the Marvel universe. Fuck, you can't at the moment anyway.
Yeah. Phase 4, baby.
Well, I nearly did, and then they're like, "Hey, we're bringing back Blade," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
fuck!
Man, that was."
I'm so glad that they did that.
Yeah, I know, because I was happy, but I was also like ready to stop, because I still haven't watched Endgame. I just don't care. Like, I'm just over the franchise. You need to finish it off. Like, it's a nice little ribbon. I know, but I just
don't rush. Don't rush.
Yeah,
don't rush.
Yeah, I'm just at the moment. Yeah, that I'm just like, I don't want to watch it when I'm not going to enjoy it. Yeah. So but yeah, Blade's back, so now I'm definitely gonna have to.
Isn't it gonna be great? Like, they're gonna introduce, like, this whole next level of, like, demons, and, like, a universe where, like, vampires and demons and everything like that exists, and so hopefully it gets darker.
They were already doing that because the Jared Leto movie's coming out.
Morpheus is from Matrix. Morbius.
No, what's it called?
Morbius.
Morbius. I was about to say Mephistus.
That's from South Park, Mephisto.
Yeah.
Well, they even, like, I guess, sort of veering slightly off track with all the San Diego Comic-Con Phase 4 Marvel news. They confirmed the Doctor Strange sequel is going to be the first sort of horror-esque Marvel film, and then Morbius will probably follow that route. Blade will, and who knows what else. But I love Blade's story. Like, obviously, do you think they're going to touch on sort of his origin story? You know, how he grew up pretty much in, like, a brothel, raised by prostitutes and stuff, because his mum got taken down and she's working in there, and then he sort of got his...
Yeah, I wonder how much of the comic they're going to use. Because Blade and Punisher are the two kind of characters that, like, exist either in their own worlds, or not many people know that they sometimes, like, put them in the Marvel world properly and stuff like that, and there's big crossover. Like, the Punisher's, like, one of the most important members of the, like, Civil War in the comics, of, like, he turns the tide over to the other side because he rescues Spider-Man and all those kind of things. But, like, people just see those characters as their own universes. Yeah,
like, they can exist in a vacuum, but it'll be interesting how they're going to weave, as Ali said, all these sort of creatures and vampires and darkness in, which I'm excited to see them try and do. Because, was it 98 when Blade 1 came out? It was around there, right? Because that was like almost, forever. It was very much responsible for a lot of this comic renaissance, I think. Like,
Blade 2
that movie was
film,
a success.
By the way.
Blade 2. No, Blade 3 was so bad.
How dare you?
But the first two are phenomenal. Blade 1 and 2 were brilliant. Great soundtrack, great action, great gore. Wesley Snipes was just in his element, not paying his taxes, but slaying vampires. But power to him.
In saying that, with the new, I need a hard reset on Blade.
Deadpool's already been in. Deadpool's already been in it, because Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3. Done. So it's all coming together.
Blade 3. We don't talk about that one. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance Deadpool and Wolverine is a very popular combo that I'm seeing in a lot of team setups.
Yeah.
So you pretty much hit the nail on the head. And Venom. Venom's coming up a lot. But it seems like the fourth character is kind of like a, you know.
Yeah, I've been trying to mix and match. Like I tried like playing with range characters, tried with sort of in your face melee, and sort of the in your face is certainly the way I prefer to play these games. I think just getting in there and punching and kicking and just smashing people to bits. So yeah, I tried. Obviously, you get the core Avengers pretty well right from the jump. You get your Thors and your Iron Man and Captain America, but just none of them. I was like, let's get something new here.
Exactly.
Let's get some sort of X-Force stylings going on here, and that's what we're running with at the moment. But it's pretty cool. I like the story. I like the sort of the art style in it, like especially when they're introducing the new characters and you get the sort of character panel pop up and it gives like description of their ability, and then usually like some like little witty quip beside it as well. I think that's really cool.
I did like that, yeah.
And I like that there's a lot of shield points, so you can sort of chop and change your team outfit, like team loadout, really on the regular, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But it's just good dumb fun. Like I was playing it at home, and then I was on like a couple of flights. I was playing it on the plane, in the airport. So it was good, just mindless button mash goodness with a good bit of comic sort of sprinkled thrown in. Yeah. But something else I want to quickly touch on that's only just come out the last couple of days ago is The Boys. It's just released on Amazon Prime. Fantastic news off the back of that. Before the season actually debuted, they confirmed that it's been renewed for a second season already, which is fucking magical.
So here's the quick question, Brendan. Have you read the comics?
A couple.
Oh, so you hadn't actually read them?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, nobody knew this comic existed before this thing, and I'm so excited for people to go read the comic.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Like, it's been in development sort of to adapt it to a film or a TV show for a while, but I think the casting is pretty on point with the comics. I love Carl Urban in this. Oh, I just love Carl Urban in general.
I just wish they brought, what's the name in on it, to, what's his name from, like, Shaun of the Dead and stuff
Simon
like that.
Pegg.
Yeah. I wish they brought...
Yeah, he's the dad. He plays Huey's dad.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Because the character in the comic is based over his image, so he's playing the dad. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that made me giggle a little bit when I
Huey
saw him.
himself.
It's still weird hearing Simon Pegg not talk with an English accent. But he plays Huey's dad in this. But I guess taking a step back, The Boys, it's a focus on the darker side of superheroes. So you've got your Justice League or your Avengers equivalent called the Seven, and they've sort of, what they've done is just hoard themselves out now. So like they're big on celebrity, they're getting sponsorships and contracts and games, and it's all about the money and the status for the superheroes now.
And so that was my day today watching The Boys. So is the world got villains in it?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was the thing in the comics. There's no real villains.
They're not focal points. Like they get mentioned and you see them take down some enemies, but it's not really super villains per se. It's just some bad people. But it's mostly based around this group, The Boys, which is like a vigilante group that are trying to take down these superheroes, or soups as they call them in this, because they're just doing more harm than good. Like, not spoilers, you see it in the trailer. There's one superhero who's sort of got the speed ability. A-Train, his name is, and he is running through like main sort of street in New York, and this guy Huey's walking out, like about to go to lunch. Normal guy, go to lunch with his partner, and this superhero that's running at the speed of light just runs straight through her, obliterates her into like blood and guts, and she's dead instantly, like dust of viscera. And so it's all about like how these people aren't held accountable. There's no repercussions for their actions. They're just larger than life. They might save a few people, but all the damage and destruction that comes about off that never gets talked about. It's swept under the rug by this agency that sort of overhands them, which is the Vort's agency. So it's really cool. It's a different spin on that standard superhero trope. It's really sharply written. A lot of violence, a lot of coarse language, cool acting. And just some cool characters.
Such good reviews
it's worth a watch. Like 8 episodes the first season. We're up to episode 4 now, I think, or 5, and then we've got a second season on the way. But check it out. I can't recommend it highly enough.
I want to see where it ends. Like, I want to know if it does the whole comic run, or whether it does a little bit of the comics, or whether... Because, like, I had a quick look at the bios for each episode, and the last episode sounds like the finale of the comics, and so I'm like, okay, because you just said they've been renewed for a second season, so I'm like, I wonder what they're going to do, because that comic series was, like, a reviver for me. I, like, way before the movies were coming out, the Marvel movies, like, I got into, like, an overload of superheroes where I was just kind of getting bored of the storylines of Marvel and DC, of just like, oh yeah, superheroes, yeah, they come in and save the day. Oh yeah, they're all good guys. And The Boys was just such a...
Never mind, carry on.
Yeah, it was at the time I was reading.
Okay.
So, like, I was just like, all the runs were being pretty, like, PC and stuff like that. And yeah, and then, like, somebody suggested The Boys to me. Like, 2 issues were out, and I started reading, and it was just... Because, yeah, it's like superheroes in the same sense of, like, our sports stars and our movie stars, of just, like, once they become so popular, they seem to be, like, yeah, in the last 2 years, everyone's kind of being, like, held accountable for their actions, but, like, 80s, 90s, and the noughties, like, and even way before that, like, rape, drugs, sex, all the alcohol, and just all these things that they were allowed to do with just a little slap on the fist. So you imagine those people had superpowers on top of that, how the world works. And it was just so good to see it felt more like a realistic version of what a superhero would be. Cause like there would be a good ones here and there, but like when you've given unlimited power, like...
Yeah, the egos and endorsement deals and all that. But it's cool. Like, you've got your Homelander is your Superman equivalent. You've got the Deep, which is Aquaman. Then you've got, Maeve, who's Wonder Woman. Like, they've got all their tropes. They're playing off those mainline superheroes or anti-heroes. But it's so good. It's so good to watch.
I'm so excited to see all the characters from the comics in, like, there's a Batman-esque character in the comics that I can't wait to hopefully see. I don't know if they'll do his plotline, because his plotline was a bit like, oof. But even, like, the X-Men version, with their, like, a frat house in the comics that, like, they all, like, just, oh, man. Yeah, and even the Avengers and the Justice League versions in The Boys, they're, like, rivals because they want to be the biggest sellers of, like, merchandise and stuff like that, and they hate each other. God, I just love it. It just... I
just want to say, if someone doesn't have Amazon Prime and can't see The Boys, I recommend just hiring Mystery Men, which is kind of on the same lines.
maybe tonally a little bit lighter. Great film, by the way. I love Mystery Men.
It's a great film.
Ben Stiller
I just like
and
when you said that there was like a superhero who was like selling out and endorsement deals and stuff like that, and a group of like people that need to keep him in line and stuff. I'm just like, wait, this is Mystery Men.
Yeah.
Epic movie. Seriously, people go watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty much just superheroes have just obviously gotten hyper egotistical due to the celebrity. The boys are trying to take them down or make them accountable for their actions. Violence, comedy, and everything else in between ensues. It's really good, and the casting's on the point. Like, Nato, I think you'll love it. Like, knowing that you've read the comics, it is very true to the source material.
Oh yeah, it is probably my favorite comic series of all time. That's why I was like so excited for this. And if I wasn't so deep in Mario Maker yesterday, I would have watched it yesterday.
And anyone like, for a nice comparison, anyone that's read or watched Preacher, it's similar. Yeah. So it's that similar tone. It's been adapted by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Same guy again.
Writes both.
No, Garth Ennis, sorry.
Garth Ennis, yeah. So quick story with Garth Ennis. Used to be a writer for Marvel and DC, but he's notorious for hating superheroes, but like that's the only work he could get for the longest time. So yeah, once he got enough money to kind of break out on his own, went and wrote The Boys, as in like a tribute of like, I fucking hate superheroes. Here's what I want to do. He also did the best run of Punisher, the Max comics and stuff like that. He took over from, what's it called? Constantine. Did the best run of Constantine as well. So if you ever watched the Constantine movie, the one where he with like lung cancer and all that, that's the plot line he brought into the Constantine comics series and stuff like that. Yeah, Garth Ennis. Ugh.
Yeah, talented man. But yeah, check it out. Really check it out. It is good fun. If you're looking for something to quench your viewing pleasures. The Boys, Amazon Prime. If you got Twitch Prime, you get Amazon Prime for free. So anyone that is already on the Twitch wagon and doing those weekly subs or monthly subs, get on The Boys because you will not regret it.
Mystery Men came in 1999. The Boys was created in 2006. Case closed.
Mic drop. Okay.
Just watch The Boys and you'll know that it's nothing like the Mystery Men.
I just think I should just bring up a classic film. That's
Yeah, it is great. The Shoveler. All right, speaking of great things, Jono Peck's Comedy Rewind is now upon us. The debut episode is available now on all podcast hosting platforms, and it sees Jono joined by Cruzy and the Dream to tackle the 1996 golf comedy smash Happy Gilmore. So do yourselves a favor, hunt down Comedy Rewind on all those podcast hosting platforms. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe Comedy Rewind while you're there, and also rate, review, subscribe The Hungry Gamers and all the other podcasts you're listening to on the daily, because those reviews and ratings help keep the emotional lights on in our hearts. While you're there, patreon.com/weare8bit. If you can support us monetarily, that would be fantastic. But if not, as I said, just simply rate, review, subscribe us and all the other podcasts on the hashtag 8bit collective, because it means an awful lot. So let's get into the news.
This week's news headlines.
In the first bit of news, Nintendo are offering free Joy-Con repairs after drifting controversy. This comes via way of Chris Kerr at Gamasutra. According to internal documentation seen by Vice, the console maker will no longer charge Switch owners seeking Joy-Con repairs. Will even refund those who've already paid for the service. What's more, because the issue, which results in the detachable controllers detecting joystick movement when left untouched, appears to be so widespread, the company will apparently no longer require proof of purchase to authorize said repairs. Kotaku first shed light on the problem earlier this month and claimed around a quarter of its Switch-owning staffers had already encountered drifting, with some explaining the issue arose within a matter of months. The situation has even led to one US-based legal firm file a class action lawsuit against Nintendo for selling defective controllers. The lawsuit is being propped up by the claims of a Switch owner in California who has apparently encountered drifting 3 times. So, a little bit behind the curtain here. I am encountering drift issues on my Joy-Cons as we speak. This wasn't on the stock grey Joy-Cons that I got with the unit. It was on the sort of sky blue set you could buy that they had at launch. Yeah, I can't use them anymore, which is a right pain in the ass. So I feel this very much so. And I went to buy another set of Joy-Cons and so, yeah, they're $120. So fuck you, Nintendo. Yeah.
They're pretty penny.
Have you guys encountered any of this yet? Because I know you're both on the Switch trains.
No.
I don't have drift, but I on my original grey ones have the one where like the left one when you're playing it off the
undocked.
Undocked sometimes just unlinks itself to the Switch.
Yeah, I have that a bit too. There's all kinds of erratic behavior on these Joy-Cons.
I've had that since like my first month of having it, like after a month of owning it. Like I bought it on day one and then like a month later that happened, and so now I just play it either with the Pro Controller or with it like undocked in the actual Switch because
Nintendo,
because I can't afford that.
They are in a bit of hot water for this. Like it is pretty widespread. Like there's a lot of people popping up on the socials having these types of similar issues, and when you're in handheld mode it doesn't really come up as noticeable. The second you want to have a multiplayer experience is when these things just start going wild for me as well. So I need to go through the warranty or the repair process at the moment, so I'll see how painful that is here for the Australian audience, because looking around the globe at the moment, I know some of the certain regions weren't offering these free repairs or irrespective of warranty or not, so hopefully that isn't something that is utilized over here as well. But Nintendo, they've had pretty stable hardware for a while, but this looks like a pretty rough batch issue going on here.
I just like that, people were experiencing it and they were being charged to repair it or get it fixed. And now they're like, shit. All right, money back. Seems like this is a genuine issue that we've been caught out for. So
it's pretty dicey.
Lucky for me.
Yeah, very lucky.
I've not experienced it.
Like touch wood that yourselves and other listeners and friends and family that are using the Switch don't deal with it, because it is a pain in the ass. Like,
Yeah.
it is a royal pain in the ass. So, and it's an expensive one if you're trying to get some more Joy-Cons on the fly. So, yeah, I'll let you know how this warranty repair procedure goes and how long it takes. Hopefully it's not as bad as the old canvas bag gate. Hopefully that's a quick turnaround time. I'm sure Nintendo will be very responsive.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, the Japanese, they're pretty sort of thorough and regimented as opposed to the Americans. So let's see how we go.
Not so thorough to stop the drift, though.
No,
Bit of Tokyo Drift.
it's just a way of life over there. You know.
Fast and Furious.
All right. The next little quick stinger of news. The original 3 Doom games are now available on current gen consoles. This comes via way of Shannon Grixty at Press Start. In a surprise release, Bethesda just dropped Doom, Doom 2, and Doom 3 onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The games are complete with multiplayer as well as all their respective expansions. Doom and Doom 2 will set you back around $7.45 Australian, and Doom 3 will set you back around $15 AUD. Sneaky by id and Bethesda here dropping some touchstones of the shooting genre
Maybe
here.
before he left, he just like initiated a Switch drop.
Oh,
And,
Tim
like,
Willits just pressed the go button.
just pressed go and like pissed off on his last day. Just
Yeah.
I want to play Doom 1 because that's the one that I think I probably played the most and have the fondest memories from my youth. I need to double check Doom 2 and Doom 3 because they're not ringing the bells.
Doom 3's like the horror one where it's like pitch black, isn't it? You got the torch and all that.
I don't know.
Was that the last one before they had to reboot it all?
Doom 3
no
was a
idea.
little bit more horror-esque, but there was still a ton of shooting, still a ton of chaos.
Yeah.
But I remember when they did the reboot of Doom for the Xbox, and fuck, that was scary. That one was pure horror, but yeah, pretty cool. Like the pricing's, I guess,
Pretty
in
fair.
line. Like it would have made sense, I think, to put them all into like a bundle for $20 or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely. Man, I want to play some multiplayer
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like I love Doom, but I don't think I'm going to turn around and drop $30 for the 3 originals.
No.
You know, pretty well just about everyone's got them on PC at the moment, but multiplayer Doom is certainly something that's like, okay, I'm considering this. Like if we could get enough people to commit to jump on and have some multiplayer, then like, yeah, I could pony up $7.45.
Bring back Unreal Tournament.
Yes.
Nah. Did you guys play any of the like big mods of like full mod games of Doom back in the
Nah.
I
day?
played
God, the
Simpsons.
Simpsons Doom.
Yes!
Yes!
Whoop, whoop,
Simpsons
more.
Doom was
Yeah.
so good. Barney
Choking on
being
my
like
own-
the pigs or whatever they're called. Pinky. Being Pinky and stuff like
Mo
that.
with his
Oh, man.
shotgun. Yeah.
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 Ow! Ow!
Yeah. Now I've got to look for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it too. I'm going to see if I can find the Simpsons Doom.
I've
That
never
was
got
so
to play
good.
it, so I need to now track it down.
It's good. It's
Oh.
good.
It was real good.
I love modders. Modders, such unheralded savants in gaming, aren't they? Like some of the, like obviously there's some real
Turds.
twisted, scary modding going on out there too. But when they do things like that just can elevate a game, I think it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the big thing with what is it, Creative Arts, like tearing a whole bunch of the mods down that like made like all the women scantily
Scantily clad,
women and
yeah.
stuff like that, and then the YouTuber calling him out, and then they just telling him
Yeah.
to fuck off.
Yeah, just called him out.
Good
Yeah.
good job,
Yeah,
everybody.
something that I guess could be potentially interpreted as a good job. Went and watched The Lion King the other day. They
Hey, I saw that today too.
completely mailed it in. My God, that movie sucked. But anyway.
What?
Yeah, it was so
You
bad.
said it. Oh,
God.
okay. We're taking this elsewhere because I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
bad. And I hate that I'm on Brendan's side of this. Usually when I find things mailed in, you're like, this is the greatest game of all time.
We'll move this. We'll move this to another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say now. I'm thinking about The Lion King and just getting depressed.
Oh. Well, the other.
You couldn't feel the love tonight.
Oh,
Second last thing I should say, sorry, that I wanted to bring to the table. Hollywood could not give a fuck about casting Batista in the Gears of War movie, says the actor. This comes via way of Alicia Judge at IGN. According to a tweet from the wrestler-turned-actor in response to a fan's plea to Hollywood to cast Batista, the Guardians of the Galaxy actor replied, "They're listening, and they could not give AF. But thank you for the support. Believe me when I say I've tried everything to make this happen." The idea for a Gears of War film has languished in development hell since 2007. Various writers have joined and left the project, and the production mantle passed from New Line to Universal, who confirmed development again in 2016. He is perfect to play a character in Gears of War. Like, he is a mountain of a man. Chiseled. His acting is getting surprisingly decent.
You mentioned the correct person. You mentioned the correct person. Who should they put in? The Mountain from...
you reckon old Clegane? I can't remember his name in the real life, but
he's the better body size.
He is giant. He is a giant. But
I always found out all the characters in Gears to be short and stocky.
Yeah,
not tall.
But nobody's. But you can make him look short, like a Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
I'm not going to do that perception.
You just need the width, and like Batista's big, but he's not.
He's a unit, and they would put all the Gears of War armor on him where it will square him out, essentially. So
yeah, I suppose. But also Batista's tall as well.
He's a big unit. Yeah, I'd like to see a Gears of War movie. I'd like it shot in the vein.
TV show.
Yeah.
TV show. I'm sick of movies. We're seeing all these video games and comic books become TV shows, and it's a lot better than movies. Only Marvel seems to be able to have whatever secret spice they have at the moment to put the fucking turn things into movies. Everyone else's attempts have been
I just think Gears could translate to like
TV shows.
Give me something like in the vein of Starship Troopers, like in that Gears of War world. I think that would be like, I'd watch the hell out of that.
That would be mint. I don't understand how they have these issues when the story for the first few Gears games was pretty flush. Like, I thought they were decent. They weren't too in your face. They had the right mix of action and gore and, sentimental attachments to really brute, jockey kind of guys.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how they have issues if everything's there for them.
It's easy. Too many chefs in the kitchen. That's what it is. You'll have the producers or whatever studio's making it. You'll have people from Microsoft. You'll have people from the studio that made it. You'll have these. Everybody coming in and going, no, we should want it this way. And then you'll have the writers, because you just see, like, so many writers have come on and left. So that's your biggest red flag of like, yep, somebody's coming in and telling them how they want to do it. And
it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I think there's a lot of possibility there. And Starship Troopers as a reference point is perfect. Mm-hmm. I would love to see this.
No, I don't want a Starship Troopers coming out now. It won't, like, it was good when it came out, and even then it was still pretty shit, but also good.
Are you kidding?
It was
campy, high action, gore,
It would get slaughtered if a campy film came out these days. You can't do campy films these days.
When I mean campy, I mean, with the comedy styling, not necessarily. Oh, no, even if they did that, kind of,
even
would you like to know
doesn't
more?
work that well these days. Yeah.
Comedy doesn't work these days.
No, not really.
Fuck.
Poor
Deadpool.
But we'll see. We'll see if Batista gets his wish one day and gets a role in the Gears movie, if it ever gets out of production hell. But we'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't be upset with him being cast, mate.
Also, Batista's not a good actor.
Yeah, that's my problem.
He's better than he was, though. Like, he's improved a lot. Like, he was good in Blade Runner, and I haven't seen that new Uber bloody buddy cop film he's doing with Kamal. The
one that's already lost so much money and is like costing Disney like their contract and all that at the moment. Yeah, that's a good reference point.
I like him in
Guardians. Because he's a comedy side character. But that Disney just bought Fox, and that movie was one of the package deals that they had to release if they were going to buy Fox. So there was a whole news article of like there was like 5 films, and all of them are fucking just bombing hard.
Fox just went, you can buy us, but here, hold this grenade.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That's what they've done. There's like a whole bunch of movies that have just come out that like all were Fox movies that now Disney owns the rights to. So and they've just lost all this money, and that buddy cop one is one of them. Yeah. Hey, we'll get X-Men in the Marvel universe. That's all I care
5,
about.
that'll happen, I reckon. I reckon Blade will probably start in Phase 5 too. I don't think we'll see it in the next... Like, obviously, it's not on the announcement slate at the moment, but Phase 5 with X-Men, with Blade, and a few other bits of hotness. Fantastic Four is going to come back again for the fucking 100th time. But
yeah, but it might be good. Hey, look, Spider-Man finally came back.
Oh my
good.
god, I love Tom
spades.
Holland as Spider-Man.
And I hate Spider-Man as a character, and I love the Spider-Man
Me
films.
too.
Like, that's how good they did
Me
them.
too. I actually really dislike Spider-Man, but
Yeah, so do I.
and not only Tom Holland, like the animated
Into the
movie as
Spider-Verse.
well was fantastic.
Spider-Verse. Yeah, but that's different. That's Miles Morris. Like, I love Miles. So
I
I just hate Peter Parker.
But do you like Peter B. Parker from the Into the Spider-Verse? Because he's the man.
God, do I ever? He's my, like, hero. Like, I want to be him.
All right, the last thing, and I know this is something you also probably want to be, is a Pokemon Master, Mr. Nato J.
Yes!
Pokemon Masters pre-registration has begun. So if you head on over to @Pokemon Masters, all one word, on Twitter, check one of their latest tweets there, and they've got the direct links for the pre-register via the App Store or the Google Play Store. You might be able to manually search them through the stores as well. I'm not too sure. But yeah, pre-reg is going to be rolled out gradually, so you'll need to wait and see if you do get on the list, and also if it's going to be in your country. So it's exciting. What do you think? Have you got much skin in this potential game? Are you going to be all about this, Nato?
God, I so am. Because, like, Pokemon Go is, like, the biggest disappointment in my whole entire life. And but it also made me realize... No, it made me realize what I do and don't like about Pokemon in general. And I realized very quickly in Pokemon Go, I don't play Pokemon to catch Pokemon at all. Like, I get my core team and I go on adventures and have fun and battle people and do the story. But I realized, I fucking hate catching Pokemon. Especially when I have to walk out in the real world to go catch the Pokemon. And even then, it's completely random. So I could walk around for months and, like, that was the notorious thing. All I wanted to do was catch myself a Ghastly. And I just couldn't for months and months and months, and then I was just like, this is a bad game and I don't like it. So when this got announced, this Pokemon Masters, where, like, you get like a core Pokemon, you team up with the trainers and gym leaders and champions from across all the generations of games to battle each other on these islands, and it uses the battle formula. That was another thing. The battle in Pokemon Go is just the most annoying thing ever. I hate battles in Pokemon Go. But yeah, like, it's playing like the core series, how you battle in that, and oh man, I'm so excited. I just want to get my whole Ghost or Dark trainers and gym leaders together, and me and Morty from Gold and Silver. Oh, me and him will our Gengars will be best friends. And
I just want to say that, you know, self-proclaimed Pokemon fan here says the thing he hates about Pokemon Go and Pokemon in general, which he said he discovered, is he hates catching the Pokemon. Pokemon's fucking subtext is gotta catch them all.
Yes.
But that's the part.
And also, but it's also got to be a Pokemon Master. So.
Well, a quick update.
You know, he just wants to be the very
You cannot manually
best.
search for the game on the Google Play Store. You need to click through the link from provided.
Really?
So, at least here in Australia, I just did a search then and nothing came up. But I clicked the link and it routed me straight through. And I've now pre-registered for Pokemon Masters. So, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, because I want a phone Pokemon game. So hopefully this is good. Everything I've seen and all the trailers,
It looks good.
And I've been following it pretty
looks
closely.
pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm very excited. So hopefully this pre-register gets me in a bit early and I can sit at home in my underwear fighting Pokemon. Just like
living
God
the dream
intended.
with a bottle of Sprite at 7:30 in the morning.
Hey, it's left over from dinner and I couldn't find
Sprite.
a water.
It's
so
clear. It's similar to water.
It's got some water in it. Must have.
It's got fruit.
That's true. Lemon lime.
Carbonated water. See? Carbonated is a type of water.
All right. So that has been episode 161 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Is anything either of you fine selves want to say before we close this bad boy up for another week?
Play Star Wars.
Play Star Wars. The Old Republic.
No. Yeah, the Old Republic. Yes.
And find you at I Know Nato just about everywhere. And on A+ Anime. With an episode with Pez out now. How did you wrangle that? Pez, I thought he was like had a gag order for all podcasts.
Yeah, if he's not talking, well, you know, I got the hookups.
I know a
no,
guy.
but it was more just, yeah, I know a guy. His name's Pez. It's just, yeah, it was gag order, no video game talk, but we don't talk video games at all on that podcast, so it was quite easy to get around that thing.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. And also, he loves Evangelion, and I'm notorious of saying it's like one of the most overrated anime of all time, and it's not that good at all, really. So, it was good to have him on and try and prove me wrong.
Check that out on A+ Anime, part of the OK Beast greater podcast network over there. But Nato, Ian, Pez, making Neon Genesis Evangelion magic. What about you, Miss Hart? You been making any magic?
I came first place in fucking Tetris 99. Watch out, going pro.
Heck yeah, you did. I am still pretty crap at that game, but I will get better. I'll get better.
I love that game, seriously.
One of the underrated gems of this year. But yes, this has been episode 161. Thank you all for taking the time out to listen. As I said, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe us on all those podcast hosting platforms, but mainly Apple Podcasts and Spotify would be fantastic. Be sure to head on over to audiotechnica.com.au or audiotechnica.com to get the best in audio-based equipment. We're talking microphones, headphones, gaming headsets, turntables, and everything else in between. And last but certainly not least, we're 8bit.storeenvy.com to get yourself some exclusive 8-bit related merch. But until next week, 8-Bit Nation, when we're back for episode 160... we're back for episode 162. Much love.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.